This is Nightline. Tonight, breaking news. The 2 U.S. Air Force jets shot down by Iran. 2 rescued by U.S. forces, but 1 crew member's status is still unknown. What we know and are learning tonight. Plus, the Scream murder. Inside the minds of 2 teens obsessed with slasher films like Scream, carrying out their own horrifying crime.
I stabbed her in the throat and I saw her lifeless body just disappear. Dude, I just killed Cassie.
Capturing the moments on camera before.
She's perfect, so she's gonna die.
And after.
It's so up, we gotta get our act straight.
The new docuseries following friends and family amid the fallout 2 decades later.
Brian and Tori had a kill list.
The parents still trying to comprehend what went wrong.
I couldn't believe that my son was even there.
And the murderers themselves, now men, behind bars for life since they were 16.
There was the kid I was that brought me here, and then there's who I am now.
Should they ever have a shot at freedom? From ABC News headquarters in New York, this is Nightline. Hello, thank you for joining us. I'm Stephanie Ramos. 2 American military jets shot down over Iran. And tonight, urgent search and rescue efforts are underway for 1 missing F-15 crew member. This is day 35 of the war with Iran. Tonight, a dramatic and dangerous mission as American combat search and rescue teams urgently look for the missing crew member of the fighter jet officials say was shot down inside Iran. The first time Iran has successfully downed a manned American aircraft since this war began. 2 F-15 crew members ejected. 1 was rescued earlier today, according to officials, and is now safely out of Iran. But no word tonight on the fate of that 2nd crew member. Multiple military rescue aircraft swooping in, searching the area. This C-130 seen refueling 2 Black Hawk helicopters in video posted on social media. Another video showing a plane scanning the Iranian terrain, but the Iranians aiming directly at the rescue aircraft, shooting down an A-10 Warthog attack jet, although the pilot made it to Kuwait where it crashed after he safely ejected and was then rescued. And 2 Black Hawk helicopters were struck by Iranian fire during the mission, seen in this video posted on social media, with officials telling us crew members were injured but are now safe and outside of Iran. It has been more than 18 hours since these images, credible yet unverified, were released by Iranian media showing parts of what appears to be an Air Force F-15 Strike Eagle in the western part of Iran, including this image of one of the ejection seats with visible damage, a burnt swath of land showing where the jet likely crashed. The jet has markings consistent with the 2-seater fighter aircraft from the 48th Fighter Wing in Lakenheath, England. An Iranian news broadcaster announcing the crash of the aircraft and telling Iranians they would be rewarded if they capture the crew members alive and turn them over to the regime. State TV airing video of Iranians searching for the crew members shortly after. All U.S. military pilots are trained to evade capture if they're forced to eject in enemy territory. Casey Talbot flew F-18s for the Navy.
Once these aviators hit the ground, their training kicks in. And this training is from SEER School, which stands for Survive, Evasion, Resistance, and Escape.
The pilot and weapon systems officer in the back seat would eject just milliseconds apart and should have landed in generally the same area. A transponder would guide the rescue teams to their locations. So the fact that one has been rescued and the other is missing is unusual.
It's a very dynamic situation, and I can't predict the means that cause them to separate. But I can assure you that both individual aircrew are prepared for these types of situations and certainly wouldn't have separated intentionally unless there was a need to do so.
Stay with Nightline and ABC News for all the latest developments. We turn now to another look at the disturbing story of 2 teens so obsessed with slasher films, they planned and carried out their own horrifying crime. Here's Nightline co-anchor Juju Chang.
Emergency 911?
I need an ambulance at my
Okay, what's going on?
Somebody looks dead on my bed. Oh my God, it's my fucking scattered, dude. I need an ambulance.
Right.
He's cold. She's dead. She's dead. Oh my God.
The crime seemed like a horror movie come to life. A 16-year-old girl murdered in a gruesome way, stabbed at least 28 times.
Small town America, a 16-year-old high school student is brutally murdered. It shocks the entire city of Pocatello.
Who would want Cassie Stoddard dead? The hurried search for the perpetrators unveiling a sinister plot, caught on tape by 16-year-olds, Brian Draper and Tori Adamczyk, the two obsessed with slashers.
I stabbed her in the throat, and I saw her lifeless body just disappear. Dude, I just killed Cassie.
Tonight, a look at the terrifying case still haunting one town 2 decades later.
Brian and Tori had a kill list.
It's a homicide investigation that is going through the hallways of an American public school.
The teen killers loved scary movies, especially the Scream franchise.
They were trying to recreate the movie Scream.
The movie's just pretty much about this scream killer that wanted to scare and hurt their friends.
They dressed up like the Scream character with real knives.
The case that's come to be known as the Scream murder now being re-examined in a new docuseries streaming on Disney Plus and Hulu.
You know, from the case file went out.
The filmmakers, Lisa Quijano-Wolfinger and Connor McCarthy, getting rare access to the killer's parents.
He will always be my son.
The friends of the victim.
Cassie was always smiling, always drawing. Every time I saw her, even if she was leaning against a locker, she was drawing.
And the killers themselves, now 35 years old, speaking out from behind bars.
Is there any topic that's off limits for you? No.
What makes this case relevant 2 decades later?
This is about the high school experience. You know, for a lot of people, high school is a nightmare. But in this case, it really did become a nightmare.
By all accounts, Cassie Stoddard had everything to look forward to. A standout student, beloved by her classmates.
Beautiful young girl. She enjoyed art. She was a good student. She had ambitions. She had her whole life ahead of her.
In September 2006, Cassie went to her aunt and uncle's home to house sit. Her family finding her body 2 days later. Authorities investigating a disturbing scene.
There was blood spatter in the hallway that led to the living room. In the living room, I remember seeing her body laying flat on her back. She had several wounds to her upper and lower body, and it was evident that she was stabbed to death.
In the urgent search for the killer, detectives first interview Cassie's boyfriend, Matt. He was with her that night.
And I'm hearing rumors about they chopped off her legs, they chopped off her head, they broke her fingers, they cut her fingers off her hand, and all of this stuff.
But Matt wasn't the only one at the house with Cassie. Brian Draper and Tori Adamczyk watched a movie with the young couple and left a few hours later. Tell me about Brian and Tori.
They were friends. People knew them. They were the film geeks, you know. Brian always had a camcorder.
Films made by the boys, shown in the docuseries.
Brian, keep the words out. I'm trying to make it as simple as possible.
They were not part of the cool kids, the populars, the jocks, you know. They were a little bit on the fringe, but somewhere in the middle. And sometimes being somewhere in the middle can be the loneliest place.
When Cassie's boyfriend, Matt, left the house that night, he said she was still alive. Police turned their attention to the friends, Brian and Tori. In the interrogation room, Brian claimed they'd left Cassie and gone to a movie that fateful night.
But then I asked him questions like, hey, what was the movie about? He couldn't tell me what the movie is about. He couldn't tell me what room it was in, what side of the building. And that struck us as a little bit odd. We feel like we want to continue to interview Brian to get more clarity about what actually happened.
The detectives asked if they could interview Brian again, and we said, okay.
Brian twists story after story until he finally breaks. His parents, Carrie and Pam, there in the room with him.
Just tell me when you take this, please. Tell me this thing. We didn't leave. We went outside and we parked on the side of the bank. Okay. We were planning on doing a prank. Okay.
Brian said that night he and Tori snuck back into the house and hid downstairs, messed with the electrical panel to scare Cassie, and then made their way upstairs after her boyfriend left.
Did you guys have anything over your faces or anything? We were wearing the masks that we had. Okay, what kind of masks? Like Halloween? Yeah, Halloween masks. I mean, is it from the show Halloween?
No, no, they're white. We painted. Mine was all black and stuff, and his was red all over it. Cassie was saying, who's there and stuff, and I was about to say, hey, and then she screamed, so I walked closer, and he was really scouting, and then I was, what's going on? And she was breathing really hard, and he's like, I have to kill her, so stab her again. And I said, what are you doing? He was just saying, dude, I killed her, like, what are you talking about? Okay. Did you stab her too? No, I didn't touch Cassie. I didn't touch her. Okay.
Brian's parents seemingly shell-shocked by their son's admission.
I had checked out. I felt like I was watching a movie of somebody else's life.
I'm in disbelief, just hearing what happened. I couldn't believe that my son was even there.
Coming up, will Tori tell his side of the story? Plus, the chilling moments captured on buried videotapes.
I'm sorry, Cassie's family, but she had number one.
Cassie Stoddart's brutal murder rocked Pocatello, Idaho, from the halls of her high school to the halls of the police station. One of her classmates already in custody, Brian Draper. Another, Tori Adamczyk, feeling the heat from authorities.
You could tell that the wheels were turning when you looked into his eyes, and you could see he's thinking, do they really know what they know?
Can I talk to an attorney? We can do that. We can kill it down.
Tori's dad, there with his son in this unimaginable moment.
You know I love you. Tori, do you know that I love you? Look at me. I do love you.
I think the other compelling part as a parent is watching the parents, because they're haunted by this crime.
I challenge anybody to watch this and not connect with them. As a fellow parent, watching your son confess to brutally murdering somebody, I mean, your life is completely shattered at that point.
Lisa Quijano-Walfinger and Connor McCarthy are the filmmakers behind The Scream Murder, a true teen horror story. The docuseries streaming on Disney Plus and Hulu goes inside the dark thoughts of two teen killers.
How did these boys slip through the cracks?
Well, I mean, I think the entire documentary takes the audience on a journey to try and answer that question.
He's going to be charged with first-degree murder.
We know the details. We've got the knife that you used. We've got the masks that you used. We've got the videotape.
This is right, Tori, and what they're saying is true.
Both Tori and his friend Brian were charged with Cassie's murder and ultimately convicted. During his interrogation, Brian led authorities to chilling evidence that the boys had tried to hide and destroy the night of the murder, from masks and knives to video they allegedly recorded. It shows them plotting at school the morning of the crime, even filming their victim, Cassie.
September 22nd, 2006. We're skipping our 4th hour. We're writing our plan right now for tonight. It's cool. I'm sorry, Cassie's family, but she ID number 1. We have to stick around. And she's hurt, so she's gonna die. Hello, it's Cassie.
Hey, look, I don't know.
Hello, Cassie. I'm getting you on tape, okay? Say hi, please. Hi. Okay, see ya.
Another video documents the immediate aftermath of fleeing the scene.
We just killed Cassie. We just left her house. This is not a joke. I stabbed her in the throat and I saw her lifeless body just disappear. Dude, I just killed Cassie. Oh, that felt like fucking real. I mean, it went by so fast.
We gotta get our act straight.
The video disproved a little bit of Brian's interview that he didn't know it was going to go this way.
What happened? It's such a big joke.
Tori's DNA was found on one of the masks and on his shirt. Draper's DNA was pretty much on everything.
The crime is not about Brian. It's not about Tori. The crime is about Brian and Tori. 2 troubled teens fed off of each other.
After being tried separately, Brian and Tori were sentenced together, side by side, to life without parole.
When you sat with the parents, what struck you about their grappling with this for 20 years?
I think the reason they wanted to do this was because they are still trying to get to the salute. Like, where did this come from? What did I miss? Was there anything to miss?
The teenagers turned men, now in their 30s, have been behind bars for more than half their lives. Some pondering if the two deserve a chance at parole, since they were minors at the time of their crime.
The issue of is it right to sentence a juvenile to life without parole comes up in this film, and we debate it.
The 2 men serving their sentences in the same prison, but they rarely talk to each other.
I admitted to everything I'd done except stabbing Cassie because that was the one thing I couldn't admit to. So I just continued to tell a lie and make everything worse with a lie instead of taking responsibility for what I had done.
I feel like there's 2 people. There was the kid I was that brought me here, and I committed that crime, and then there's who I am now. And I feel like I'm serving a punishment that belongs to him, not me.
Our thanks to Juju. For much more on this story, watch The Screen Murder, a true teen horror story, now streaming on Disney Plus and Hulu. We'll be right back. That's Nightline. You can watch all of our full episodes on Disney Plus and Hulu. We'll see you right back here next week. Have a wonderful weekend. Good night.